give you the audio file at the end. Okay, hold on. So how do you feel like the project's coming along since last time we met on the table pitch?
Bit slow because of other work, but now I'm progressing further. I originally wanted it to be 3D, found it'd be quicker now for 2D, and found how it'll still work perfectly fine as 2D.
Okay, so you're going completely changing the output style. So 2D, and you're going to use what, Game Maker?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going sprite based, or are you going to go higher detail? Is it?
I believe sprite based. Yes.
Sprite-based, okay, cool. So sticking with the same theme but changing the type of game to 2D. Okay. On context, firstly you need your project proposal. Okay.
Yes. I was just uploading it, but it's the bottom bit that I realised still needs filling out, so that's just on my screen.
So you're doing that now. All right, fantastic. That goes under context. Okay. And so you've looked at Dead Space's opening scene. What I would say is compare and contrast that. Look at an opening stage from another game, especially now that you're going 2D and sprite based. I'm trying to think. Is it still a sort of a high survival horror style thing? Or?
Yes, I could make assets easier, or like I could even have enemies in this one.
Okay.
I could program easier than I would if I did it on 3D.
Okay.
And so I have a lot more knowledge on game making than I do.
No, fair enough. And you did quite well previously. So is it going to maybe borrow some mechanics from the project?
Yes, before? I could always do that.
Yeah. If that's the case, that's fine. But yeah, we need looking at another example. So can you think off the top of your head?
2D horror
instead. And again, how that's introduced.
Yeah, I believe I know a couple, but
yeah, even if it's not necessarily the same genre. So a recent sort of successful
just
game.
To see how I could do it.
And different methods that the games use to sort of convey the main mechanics and the art style and the give you an intro to what the story is and things like that. And we want that kind of deconstruction. And then in research, what have we got? So we've got ideas, mind maps, and you've got an overview, synopsis. Oh yeah, I remember you going into detail in your drop pod designs. So you've looked at quite a lot. Mainly this is made up of reference images at the moment. Again, things that you can. Have you got ideas of what else you could look at in terms of research sources?
How do you mean? As in,
what other things could you research? So you've gone and collected and collated image banks for things to get references from an aesthetic point of view.
Yeah.
What other sorts of things might you need to research in order to complete the project?
How I can come across creating that kind of game.
Okay. Yeah. So technical details, definitely. Another thing would be like your competition. So what's on the market already? Yeah. And
so
looking at games.
Horror compared to a action game that's mainstream.
And again, if you've got a definitive sort of art style, so now you're going 2D, that opens up another sort of branch of Windows, whereas all this reference imaging that you've got largely is about 3D and realistic stuff. Although that can filter into your design style, it's still important that you look at and consider, potential art styles from 2D games. So if it's going to be very sort of low resolution, or it's going to be kind of midway or vector or whatever, again, looking at the art styles from games that you're particularly interested in or you feel the aesthetic would be right for. And like even in terms of colour palettes and things like that, you're going quite dark with it. Are you going like Dead Space, like quite dingy and run down, or are you going to go sort of?
A little mix of both. Whereas like the jungle, I wanted the theme of as the alien plants, they glow, so it helps kind of light up the area. But at the same time, it's kind of going on during the kind of start of night, so it is quite a bit dark and dim. With these plants helping glowed away.
Yeah. So foliage is again quite a nice thing. It's a bit more unique, but that in itself throws up some more technical difficulties, as you probably imagine. Like creating organic objects is cool because especially when sprite based, you use a tile set and you repeat it over and often. The variation that you'd expect to see in foliage means that you'll have to make quite a few variants for it to look organic. Yeah. So it's just having an awareness of those kinds of issues, and again through research, looking and identifying that kind of thing. Primary research from that, you could actually go and look at plant species, go out into garden centres or to gardens or whatever, and just
identify
a variety of plants. Some varieties, planning and production. So you've got your Gantt chart and you've got your table pitch. Again,
still need to write up.
You need to write, just to summarise what your thoughts were, what people's feedback was for your idea, and how you would progress that. That really can go into your evaluation and feedback page, your table pitch, along with this recording, because that's again how you respond to feedback. Okay, and you need the next 2 pages, which is the problem solving stage, and also the actual practical production page as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So look at the template that's there, and again, it's about populating that with the content, and you really need to get to grips with practical production, because after this week there's 2 weeks left of actual production time. So time will get really tight with that. So you need to get on it. Okay. Things I know stuff's missing from here, like. I saw the range of drop pods that you had and you'd drawn.
Oh no, yeah, my concept arts are at home. I've got 2 of each kind of monster. I've got the range of drop pods and the final one.
Okay.
And again, like the plants. So.
And again, all that needs to be there and show it off to its best ability. So if scanning makes it look a bit rubbish, like take a photo of it with some pencils laid out, like we said about before. Also, what I saw you doing was conducting primary research from that. So you were establishing from your designs, you were asking people, including myself, like what your opinion, to get people's opinions, which is fantastic. And again, that can be put down as quantitative data, so you can put it in tables and things like that.
I've also got a little write-up of what people liked most about the most popular ones, and
great.
how I'm using it to make my final one.
So some quotes in terms of qualitative data as well. That's fantastic. But all of that is not reflected in this. So this, at the moment, as it stands, wouldn't be passable. So there's a lot of content that needs to go into this. You need to throw all of your efforts into getting everything on there. So that come the next round of formative feedback, that my feedback will be more useful in saying, enhance this or do that to that, or do this to this, rather than you need X, Y, and Z that's missing. Yeah. So as a process, it's not as valuable until the content that we'd expect to see is there. So pre-production wise, there's still a number of things. Like again, because you changed your idea, are you going for from a perspective player's point of view? Is it top down or is it side scrolling or?
I believe it's top down. So
okay, yeah. So
I try to stick to having just a path you follow instead of
so set quite a linear sort of route, which means that it's important that your floor plans sort of indicate where key locations are, and again, floor plan. You like your concept art, so throw yourself into that, but map out and draw out your level layout so that then you can position things where they should be and build it effectively according to that. So there's a lot to do, but it's just making sure. I know that there's evidence that's missing there that I've seen, but it's going back now, and with the change in direction, you make sure your proposal reflects that. If you've got a version 1 proposal where it's like, it was a 3D game, and that's fine, you can keep that. It's good in a way that we've seen that you've adapted because of time constraints or whatever the causes are, and again reflect the reasons for changing the art style or the type of output in terms of from a 3D to a 2D concept, but it's still, that all needs to be here effectively. Okay, so there's, you know what you need to do, but there's a lot more that needs to go there. You're doing fairly extensive write-ups, which is good, and you're reflecting what you've got there. But just make sure that you just, for the next few weeks, that you just really live and breathe this, and everything's going into this. Okay. So that that becomes your main focal point. All right. So I'll give you the recording of this.